Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, we gotta see it. What's this? Shimona. Shimona. Oh, that happened. Alright. Duck in the back. Duck in the back. Dick. Put it out again. Huh? Keep digging. Good luck, okay. Oh, I gotta look for this thing in the corner. Where is it? Hot keys, smoking keys, hot keys here. Get your hot keys. Okay. Oh. Mm-hmm. All right. Where is it? I'm looking. I'm staring. I'm making this take longer than it needs to. Hold on. Was that so hard? Because apparently it was. Oh, jeepers. Oh, jangers. Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm here again. Hi. Oh, jeepers. Had to work so hard just now. Got me racking my brain and stuff. Who uses their brain nowadays? Don't you know we have AI? Hi. Hello, everyone. Hello. I made you wait for like a few minutes there. But we're back. I want to actually finish. We're back. Actually, exactly. I want to actually finish off where we left. Because technically, We weren't supposed to have left there. But things happened, you know. Things happened. Where the fuck is it? Okay, there it is. And I discovered that... Thankfully, I discovered it really early, actually. That something was afoot, and it wasn't a good kind of foot. Boom. We're in the abyss now. Not the abyss. We're in the awareness. Alright. We had left it off with Charlotte at I think the choice where we chose Henri, and Charlotte was freaking the fuck out. She was so angry, my stuff went off. And we didn't get to see the whole ending. I personally saw everything, but you guys didn't. So I'm gonna give you that at least, because I did not think I would be here with this today. I really didn't. Oh my god, that is in my ear. Oh my goodness. Shit, be gone with you demons. Messing with my freaking stuff. Jesus' name, and cancel your stream and demons. Be gone with you and your nasty selves. Nasty selves. Out into the abyss with you in the names and in the power and the name of the Lord God and Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Hello. You will not let this whole thing go down to heck. Okay, for one, I think OBS needs an update. So, without further ado, let's go. The most saddest thing ever that we could have done. Alright, we're gonna do this again. Let's go. Prepare your ears. Dear students and teachers, you're welcome to the annual... Well, what? You're welcome? You're welcome to the annual school trial. Wow, I just realized this was a trial. I was in the moment, man. I did not think that was a trial. I didn't register it as a trial. What? Hello. Please bring out your mobile phones. We shall begin voting now. Henri peeks over my shoulder, waiting for me to make a decision. What should I do, Seth? I promised C not to vote for him. But I want to save him, so I voted for C. Now we're voting for Henri. We're all best friends, after all. What should I do? We vote for Henri. I hope your decision is the right one, Seth. This way, I'll fulfill my promises to both C and Henri. I give you my vote, Henri. Henri looks at me in surprise because she's nasty. I still don't like her. I understand where she's coming from, but I don't like her. If this is that type of friendship she wants, like, oh, yeah, no. I'm gonna let you see why I don't like her just in a bit. You actually voted for me? We made a promise, didn't we? Yeah, she wasn't gonna keep that promise, Charlotte. She didn't. Ah, right. And she totally forgot about it. We did. We sure did. Look. Henri's voting for you too. See, she hadn't even voted for us, bruh. Let's be. Henri chooses my name on the list. After you vote for her. Attention, please. Everyone, stop voting now. What the fuck? Please, don't you dare. What do you mean frames are dropping? Don't you dare drop no frames. God help me. What is happening? Let's keep it good, guys. What's happening? Hallelujah. Alright. We will now count the votes. Please wait for a moment. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! And the one who'll amount to nothing, the most useless of them all, the one with 0 votes is Vincent Wordsmith. Not only has he never socialized, he didn't even attend class. That's a lie. C lost all his points because he ran away from the house. Why are you in the red? Such a worthless being can never become useful to society. He is destined to amount to nothing. Therefore, his soul data is corrupted. Am I right, everyone? Why do you have to confirm with us, sir? The audience roars with a yes. What a loser. It's all because I've abandoned him. Everyone's clapping and laughing. Loser God! Loser! Loser God! It feels like a mass psychosis. It shouldn't be like this. Henri touches my shoulder. She's smiling just like everyone else. Serves him right. It's great we didn't get chosen, right? I don't know what to reply with. The guards start making their way to see. I see Umbrella Man among the crowd. His yellow eyes stand out among all. What a good day, isn't it? Umbrella Man! Your employer, he... Excuse me, what? The god of this world, he's... Oh, you're talking about that gray-haired boy. Oh god, my stomach hurts from laughter. I expected nothing less of you, to be honest. Unfortunately, that boy is a perfectly human being. Not special in any kind of way. Come on, take a good look at him. I call out to see. Vincent! He hears my voice and turns around. I stare at him. He stares back at me. Oh, what stares back at me is... He's just like, he's a face. Oh my gosh. Wow. The abyss itself. He's like his faceless. Then for a brief moment, I finally see his face. You kept talking about how you don't want to be here, man. When your wish get granted, you can't be out here being freaked out. The face of a small, scared boy. He disappears behind the doors. I feel my feet move forward on their own. Where are you going? I have to save him. Are you insane? Forget that loser. I saved him once. I'm not responsible for his life. No, you're not. Actually, she's right. You're not. But you're also not responsible for her as well. She's a bitch. I'm sorry. She's mean. She is mean intentionally. You'll stay here with me. I'm sorry, Henri. I have to go. Wait. Henri grabs my sweater. I won't let you go. People don't return from the Smile Room. You'll stay here, where you belong, with me. I told you, literally the levels of screaming I had. I was like, man, I told you. Yo, people in this world are operating from the worst love mindset, the false God and Messiah and Christ mindset. They're insane. They're going the wrong way about this. And I mean, Charlotte is not right either, but it's like, yeah, damn. She is just as wrong at some point, but she's nearly in the right. She's just somewhat in the right, a little. And then everything and everyone else kind of is just in the possession and possessiveness mindset. It's not love. It's ownership. It's possessiveness. That's not love. That's hate in a way, actually. I break free from a grip. I'll be back in a moment, alright? Save Vincent. And we gotta sprint. You're not a loser, God, see? I think you're wonderful. You're wonderful exactly because you're flawed. It makes you so very human. We're flawed. Born to make errors. Exactly. We hurt each other because we are essentially egotistical. As I've said, and as I've learned myself, it comes through epiphanies and learning. And growing up, you learn that's how it is. That's why even in the Christianity and Christ, like, actual mindset and explanation of why people cannot amount to being a god or even God himself or even Christ is that we're born in error and we're born to make errors. That's not an evil thing as long as you don't go out of your way to make it evil, like going out of your way to krill people or cause them to make shmamicide an option and the only option for themselves, and taking shmamicide for yourself because you didn't create that life, but you get the chance to experience it. So yeah, go out there and have fun. Go do your things. Just do your best not to be god awful about it. Not to be freaking, as I'd said before, not to be of the satanic and even Luciferian version of love and malice and evil and all emotions and even the intention behind yourself. Don't be out of your way to be like you are the everything, you are the everything and nothing. You are not. You are something in the everything and nothing. And that's something. You are someone. Live your life, enjoy it. Make it better. Make anything that you can something that you are proud of, to look back at your life and be like, yeah, I may not have had like billions and millions, but at least I was happy with my friends. I was happy with my family. I was happy with my dog. I didn't have no friends or family. I lost everything. I had something, or I never had something to lose in the first place. Or whatever little something I had, I didn't even lose, but I slowly lost it over time. And that's okay. That's growing up. That's life. That's not even maturing. It's just life. It's experience. It happens and it passes. It's supposed to pass. If it didn't, that would be a problem. That would get very boring very fast. So just don't go out of your way to be like evil and malicious about it. Much like these kids were celebrating the fact that someone was sent to a trial. They're celebrating they're alive. Yes, that's a good thing, I guess. But if they're celebrating it at the expense of someone else, constantly, like annually, they're not just staying alive, they're offering a sacrifice to something that is going to keep them alive. So they're worshipping a false god, a false messiah, a false world, whether they're aware of it or not. And a lot of them don't care as long as they're alive. It's much like what would happen if people betray someone and they're like, they will never give any of their secrets away. And then they give their secrets away just so that their secrets stays kept in the dark and like silent. That's what just happened. And in my first ending, that's what happened with Charlotte. But Charlotte willingly, in that situation, gave herself up. I was not intending for that to happen, but she had planned that to happen. Now let's go on. I'm gonna show you why I really don't like Andre. I don't care what you think of her. If you like her, that's for you. I don't like her. I see where she's coming from, but she is just as awful as the rest of them. If not worse, because she knew some of these people so much. She had the chance to know them and just said no. Basically like, no, screw that. So yeah, let's go. And that's why I want to know you better. Oh, oops. I clicked twice. C is lying on the table with his eyes open. Vincent! I'm so glad you're safe. Oh, thank God. Wait, Miss Wiltshire. Something's off. Eh? There's no data in this vessel. There's no soul inside. What are you saying, Frey? Vincent is breathing. He's right here. What I'm saying is that it's a lump of meat lying on the table. It's not a person. That it can't be. No way, you're lying. I do not tell lies, Miss Wiltshire. We were too late. They're that fast. Damn. I think she paused a bit outside. I feel the ink rise in my throat. Everything begins to collapse. Yeah, she snapped. It's not fair. It's not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Why has it come to this? Such a ruthless world. Such a cruel world. Such a world shouldn't exist at all. I gotta watch out for like some of this music, y'all. There's an eyelash in my eye. Charlotte is losing her mind. I will consume everyone and have them sleep peacefully inside my belly. No one will ever hurt anyone, and no one will get hurt. Because no one will feel anything. Humanity will ascend to a new level and evolve into something greater. Dang. That is insane. She's clutching them right there. All the other people. Woo! So I rose above all cities and countries, and ate and ate and ate, until my belly was full, until it hurt so much it was hard to breathe. I ate my classmates, my parents, my imaginary friends, and the oracle itself. I ate the lands and the buildings. I ate junk food and concrete altogether, and yes, the guys in the house are imaginary. That's why the mom didn't know about it. I was like, what kind of madness do these dudes have to be going on about that they somehow get away with this? She had imaginary friends living with her. Everyone is gone, and my body eventually collapsed from the burden of consuming everything in sight. I became a black hole that sucked everything in, destroying it. That sucked everything in, destroying it all. There was no one but me left, yet I was with everyone at the same time. For I became the world itself. Holding an empty shell of a false god, I cried. Liar! You liar! Vincent, you liar! You said your earthly shell would wither and you'd become a god again. No matter where I look, I can't find you. 'Cause he was just a kid. I cried and cried and cried until my voice became hoarse. And as I said, the oracle knew what it was doing, bro. It knew. She knew. There's no way for it to not end up consuming, even if it meant taking on a new form. And it did through Charlotte. Because she had to become the next version of that in order for the cycle to repeat and continue. Whether consciously or not, it still is a devourer and a destroyer, and in that, a false god. An idol. I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't save anyone or anything. I'm sorry, Henri. You protected me. And yes, just to be clear, yes, that false idol is a demon. That's why it could live in Charlotte's mind, in a way. It wasn't in her head. She was creating it inherently, in a way, technically. By allowing it to exist and her believing it feeds it. It allows it to exist. What little bit of it existed allowed it to become a thing where even she could then take the form to consuming it and becoming it. Another version of it. And that's the plan it had all along. And I'm not spoiling anything. That was literally my theory. I was like, it is how they work. It's how it operates. They always have to either have sacrifices to keep this thing alive and keep it fed, or become the sacrifice, or become the thing. You got angry in my place, and yet I thought only about myself. I'm sorry, Vincent. All this time I wanted to be saved myself, so I sought salvation in you. I wanted you to become my hero. It doesn't matter now. And that's this mindset in this one. It does show that the programming in this world does force people to be indoctrinated and put into a serious dogma of worshiping idols, whether it be worshiping the trial or worshiping the people in a way through hatred, the people who are put through the trial, put into the smile room. They're tortured, so they not even tortured, but like they're killed so that they can stay alive, and they're idolized by being taunted and hated. And then the furthermore idolization is the self, the individual, but in the tragic self, the false god self type of love and type of idol and type of individuality. It's all worshipping false gods, themselves, the world they live in, the trial, everything they do. It's designed in that way. And we see that happen in real life too, in families and like friendships and romance, online and offline, and anything and everything. It's possible, and it has happened. It is proper grooming. It's pure environmental grooming. And if you're not aware of it, you'll end up either falling victim to it or being used by it. Much like the people who had the chance to vote in the voting system for the trial, they were used by it. They're a part of it and can also be victims of it. It is a perfect loop of destruction, not creation. And that's a false god, a false messiah, a false idol. That's not God, that's not love, that's not Christ. In the sense of from the Christ theory that I was talking about, not even a theory where it has been proven. And even I look at it now and I had some time to reflect and I was like, yeah, it is how Christ would be. He would not cause people to sacrifice, where with Christ he took the option that I unconsciously was even like, yeah, no, I'm gonna vote for C. He took the option of saving someone else and releasing and letting go of someone else without hating them. In this case, you could look at Henri as Judas, because Henri had not voted for Charlotte. In my option, when I chose to vote for Vincent, she had not. And even in this one, she still had not voted for Charlotte, thus entirely having betrayed her so-called promise. You could look at her as that. And I'm not saying Charlotte is Christ. I'm just looking at it like, look at it in this perspective of the world of Charlotte, okay? That's how it turned out. I sat down and I was like, man, I was looking at my stuff and I was like, damn, okay. It didn't capture this part, but I'm kind of glad it didn't so that I can be here and talk about it properly now because I had like a night to reflect on it. I had like a night, a proper day and a night to like sit back and be like, allow it to like properly digest in my system for a minute. And I'm like, yeah, that is literally how it is. And the Umbrella Man and all these other characters, you could look at them as all the other fallen angels or like types of angels. All the hints and bits that are helping you go towards it and also go against it. Because they're just Charlotte's reflection, but in a sense, they're external. They don't exist, but exist through her believing in them. Much like with us, we don't really, let me say for instance, we don't really, a lot of us don't believe in angels and demons and stuff. But we believe people have the choices to take good or bad actions against us and others. And those actions we can influence or even cause to happen. And also we can absolutely do nothing and they would still happen, either towards us, against us, or for us. And that's how this whole structure, this whole world is literally structured, yes, with a biblical style, with a biblical sense ingrained into it. You cannot look at this world and tell me that you did not think once of the Bible. I'm like, no way you did it. Even I, who do not think of that a lot, I was sat here and I was like, okay, let's reflect on it. Let's get all philosophical. Henri is a betrayer inherently. She's very toxic. She was considered a friend. Literally, the Judas. I'm sorry, his last name is hard sometimes. It's a mouthful. It's a Creon. I'm just gonna say the Judas dude. He's a Judas. She is a Judas type person. She's a Judas type of spirit in this situation. And Charlotte is more like the people who believe in Christ. She's not Christ, but the people who would believe in Christ. Let's just say a normal person. she could believe in Christ, she would believe in Christ, or she would believe in the opposite of Christ, like anything and everything else that's not Christ, idols and so on and so forth. And she, in this situation now, this choice of saving Henri saved her Judas and refused to save everything and everyone else by giving herself up in the sense of being selfless to what actual real true love is, which is complete destruction of the self and ego. It doesn't have limits or bounds, and it will love you even if it meant someone's death and detriment, which it does a lot of the time. And even I was like, man, it's kind of terrifying. It is, it's quite horrifying. But in that moment, the person doing that action doesn't feel that. They don't see that. They're just happy. And she was happy in that ending. And I was literally like, yeah, I'm actually glad I chose that ending, because these other endings, whew, they didn't sit with me right. They did not. And they proved something that I was talking about, that even they wrote so well that I'm like, I'm amazed I saw that, because sometimes, especially yesterday, I was like smooth. Smooth like butter. I was not here to think, to theorize, to function at all whatsoever. And I really look at that and I was like, man, even I was not thinking about it a lot. And I'm glad I wasn't, because I got the chance to digest the story. So that's what they were talking about. They're literally talking about, would you actually give yourself up for others, or are you wanting others to give themselves up for you, but with no equal care or kindness or love or even payment in return? Are you okay with being given up on or cared and loved by someone that they would give themselves up to vote for you? Or are you selfish and you want them, you require them to do that, and you wouldn't do the same for them? Basically asked something that in this playthrough, I will point out, there's this question that literally I could not even believe myself when I saw that. I was freaked out when I heard that question, and it was by the Oracle. I don't know if it was in the last playthrough or if it's in this part, but let's get on with it. Like, before I get all serious and like into the theories that I was looking at, it's not even a theory for me. I'm like, this is solid logic. Let's go. You could look at it all you want, but any and all other false gods don't encourage people to be this selfless. But a true god, in the actual sense of an all-loving, entirely caring being, would not want you going out of your way to sacrifice yourself. They wouldn't even want someone like Christ to do that. And he still did it. People who willingly care for their kids, their wives and husbands, their families, they still do that. They will still choose to sacrifice themselves for the people they love, even the people they don't know, like saving someone from drowning, and in turn drowning themselves. There's literally a mangaka that did that. He didn't have to help. There were lifeguards helping, but they were having a hard time. A Japanese mangaka did something like that. May his soul rest in peace, but he literally did something like that. And in turn, he lost his life to save the life of someone who I looked at and I was like, man, they're an idiot though. They literally went there, even though the signs on the shore, the shoreline, were written in both Japanese and English, telling them not to go too close to the rocks because they're slippery and there's a chance of drowning because of the waves. And they still did it. And that person was a tourist. That is what this is like wholeheartedly talking about. It's, are you selfless? And even though you don't need to sacrifice yourself, would you do it for those you care for someone else? Or are you just straight up evil? Like, and I say evil in the sense of what Henri did, what Judas did. Not even Judas, that's a different story. Let me say what Henri did, because this is like what Henri did, which is the Judas, same thing, different name, different style, same thing though. What she didn't vote for Charlotte, didn't care about it, who else is gonna go to basically the smile room. And we've learned is the gallows. It's the if you will, if it's the cross, if you will, you want to take it that far. Which the cross in the past was the punishment. It's not something that was holy back then. It was a proper and still was continued to be used as a torture, death sentence, and penalty. It was nothing positive. It was not something that anyone would be proud of doing, being a part of, or experiencing. It was like the Iron Maiden, okay? It could have been anything that they used, but they used the cross, okay, with Jesus. And then moving back now to the story, would you be like Henri and be evil? Evil in the sense of following the false kind of love and narrative and false gods and idols, everything in this world is. And choose yourself. Not voting for Charlotte showed us it's a sign completely. She don't care about Charlotte. She doesn't care about any of the other schoolmates. They don't care about her too. Everybody's scared of everyone, but they're trying to keep it together. This is literally the everything is fine but it's different. This is very like for children. It's a children's version. It's literally what people go through in real life. You sit there and you smile and you're like, yeah, we're friends, best friends, yippee, yippee and so on and so forth. Behind each other's backs, you're worried. If you're evil, you're sitting there. By evil, let me say, if you're like Andre and you're not sure of whether to trust a person, not evil, but let me say you're just not trusting. Which is fair in this world, again. I did say I understand where she comes from. But it's just such a haunting taunting mindset that literally this world teaches them to fear each other, to lie to each other, to use each other to stay alive because of the trial, to socialize, and socializing is violence. In this situation, we fought them and they lose some type of health points and confidence and stuff. They lose it. It is teaching the mean girl literal expression and mindset, and it's perpetuating it in such a way that even our everyday conversations, you could look at it when someone's like, oh, where do you work, which school do you go to, that is literally either an attack or a compliment. But you're never told beforehand, is it an attack or a compliment? Just talking to someone could genuinely hurt them. You could be like, oh, how's your mom? And it turns out the person never had a mom. They lost them right when they were born, or they lost them just recently. Or how's your dad? How's your family? Some people don't got no families out there. The way it's calling out our systems as well here on earth as humans, as society, is crazy. It's all designed in such a way where you either worshiping idols. You don't ask, oh, how do you feel today? You ask, oh, how did this thing turn out for you? How do you feel about that person, that thing you have, you own and possess, and should have or own and possess? You don't ask about how a person feels. You don't care about that. You're asking them, even in this game, you're asking about school, homework, stuff they should do, not about them. The only time I saw any kind of kindness in this was when I played the options to reassure the students, or a smile. And sometimes even those options, it only worked when the students had randomly imploded and they were still required to go to school. It shows literally they were taught that just being outside of this system, even the rule of staying in the house, being outside of the system is inherently wrong. Being outside of this model is wrong. Being human is wrong. Like you would see their guts all over the place, and they've imploded, and they would still scroll social media, still stay in class, or even still continue to act like everything was fine. And yes, they're puppets. They're puppets. They probably don't feel things like that, but they probably still do. Like Charlotte, she's a puppet, but how is it that we're gonna look at everything and everyone else and pretend like they don't feel pain? She felt it. Everyone else felt it. Why are they, these classmates, the exception? If you were fine with just completely battling them, even I was kind of desensitized. I was like, alright, I'm just gonna talk to you. But it's disguised, and the way it's shown, the way you would interact with them, it's a battle. Not an interaction, it's a battle. That's the type of things you would see in like stuff like, let me reference, like, what's this game? Undertale. This is meant to be a conversation. It was meant to be a conversation, but it's designed and shown to us in a way that insinuates combat, especially as a gamer. You don't think that's chatting. Yeah, it could be just a menu, but a lot of the time when it shows up like that, and the sound of the music gets all different and it's all scary, it's combat. Literally, this is the tragedy of this world, because it literally grooms them to be the victim, the perpetrator, and the one idolized, or the one idolizing. And Charlotte didn't fall for that. By just being kind and being herself, choosing love, she didn't fall for that. She chose what would be and is considered the Christ mindset. Because Christ didn't have to die for people, he chose to. Charlotte, in my original choice, didn't have to die for them, because I was like, let's save Vincent. Maybe Vincent will vote for us. And I was kind of pissed off that he didn't, but at the same time, I was like, oh, okay. I get it, though. I get it. I thought he was in detention or something. I was like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot. He was like, probably in detention. So, hey, c'est la vie. I kind of was like, yeah, it is what it is. And then he shows up and he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, you're going to live. And I was pissed off that maybe you might try to do this stupid thing tomorrow. But since we did that, he probably won't. He was probably going to stay alive. And he wouldn't give up his life, because the only person who talked to him, Charlotte, was gone now. Why? To save him. I was so pissed off yesterday. I was like, man, this mother. But yeah, it was the best choice. And I was glad by the end of it all, because I'm just gonna say this now because I was so excited. And I was glad that I chose that choice, because these other two options, God help me, they proved my point. And I was like, I know they made some references in this, but man, I was right. I was right. I was not trying to be. I just looked at it and I was like, yo, this is really making me think about stuff right now. And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I also make my choices like that. I find sometimes I don't eat because I don't got enough, but I gotta give something to my dogs. I chose for them to be there, so I gotta do something for them. Sometimes people don't eat and give something to their pet, like their pets or their children. It's how, like, when parents wouldn't eat food and sacrifice their food so that their child can eat. And yes, you may not think it's the same thing, but same thing with an animal. If you have no children but you have a pet or pets with you, and you sacrifice some, if not a large amount of food from yourself for your pets, something and someone you care and love, whether consciously and unconsciously doing it, that is a type of Christ mindset. You're caring. And it's not something you do consciously. It just happens. I just kind of just sat down and was like, wait a minute. I kind of do that sometimes. It doesn't mean I'm holy or anything, but it's like those tiny moments of random acts of kindness. That's the Christ mindset. And then you build off from there. Then your character, much like Charlotte, builds and builds and builds to a point where bigger and better things can come from it. Because even with Christ, he started with like smaller and smaller and smaller things, and then he started getting bigger and bigger and bigger with like his appearances and stuff like that when you look at his story. And then with the false gods, they never perform miracles. If you would, let me say, not miracles, let me say, they don't do good things. They do good things in exchange for something, as sacrifice and offering, praise, prayer, something. Yes, with even God and Christ, there are the praise me, he is literally the King of Kings kind of thing. But in that sense, it's a choice. It literally is a choice. There is that. Because you have the choice to see or feel or understand, and then you're like, okay, yo, I believe. Because like you get the chance to read about it. And in that sense, you're seeing about it, you're hearing about it, and you get the chance to feel it. And you'll believe if you believe. Or it'll start off with the mustard seed thing, where you'll start off just with one random act of, oh yeah, no, I trust this. I believe. Tiny little bit of belief. Just like trusting your gun, you're like, yeah, I know I shouldn't walk down that alley. That probably was God being like, yo. These angels were like, hey, no. You could look at it like that. Much like when I, as Seth, am like controlling, and not controlling, but like literally controlling and leading, in this case, Charlotte, because she's a puppet, you would literally be like, I would go out of my way not to get her into trouble. They would do the same, but a false god and things of the sort, and idols don't care. You could get into trouble, they want you to get into trouble, so that you can keep coming back to them and ask for their help. Without anything bad happening to you, any fear, like the trial, they are obsolete. Because they don't feed from positivity, they feed from the praise they get after doing something that proves they're worth something. Which is why the trial in this world of Charlotte is held. Otherwise, kids wouldn't care about the trial. They wouldn't care about the higher ups. They wouldn't listen to the rules. They would listen maybe, but not so much. And by the time that the trial comes around, nobody would be so freaked out or like so serious about, are you gonna vote for me? Are you gonna do this thing? Like, yeah, I'm voting for you too. They wouldn't be tweaking off of the fact that, yeah, they just might be killed because they didn't obey. They didn't stay obedient. They didn't listen to what the higher ups are saying. The trial. The trial would be another day if it was from a point and place of positivity, which is the God mindset and like theory, which is pure, is just there and is what it is, both positive and can dish out judgment, can give love and dish out judgment accordingly, like punishment, if you will. But it isn't from a place of hatred. Kind of like, if you've never heard this, there's a saying in like in my country where you don't allow the parent of the child to smack the child, if like use a chancla, if you will, to smack the child's bum, let me say that, if they've been disobedient, because the parent will hit and strike the child from a place of hate and anger or hurt if the child did something very bad or something silly or just small accidents and mistakes that kids do, like they broke their favorite vase or stole something of theirs and now it's lost, and they're like an infant, or like not even infant, god forbid, if they're like a child, a toddler, if you will, or even scold a teenager and such. You don't allow the parents to do that. You allow the grandparents, the people who have more experience, to do that. The God mindset is the grandparent one. The idols and false God mindset is the parents' mindset. And why you allow the grandparents to do that is because they have more experience. They've helped raise kids. They know kids have tendencies. They do things that are silly, and to them in the moment it's just fun, it's innocent. So when the parent smacks the kid from a place of hatred and anger and even being completely emotionally upset for other reasons outside of what the child did, it gets violence normalized to the child and even in the household. Whereas a grandparent, if they do that, it's from a place of love, because they understand that yes, you did draw with your mother's expensive Louis Vuitton lipstick on the wall that we cannot wash, but we'll have to paint because yeah, it's not coming off. You did spill that paint of yours on your mom or dad's favorite dress or suit, and you were playing dress up, you were trying to be like them, but now their clothes are ruined forever because that is never going to come out. You spilled it on their wedding dress or their wedding suit, and they love that thing, and it's like it's never going to come out. Where the grandparents can actually smack the kid and discipline the kid, even, let me say that, from a place of love, and stop the parent from doing so and lashing out from a place of anger and violence because they're hurt personally. Whereas the person in between, the intervener, the grandparents, were not. They understand the mom, they understand the child. They've had the life experience on both ends. They've been a child, they've been a parent, and now they are the grandparent. They know more than both the child and the parent. And there's sometimes that people take advantage of that and turn it into something crazy, but I'm talking about the positive mindset of it, where you don't hurt the child because you're so angry. The trial is hurting the children because they're angry, whereas that is not even whereas, and immediately that is proving it is of the false idolization of, not false idolization, it's idolization of idols, counterfeit gods, basically. The counterfeit God doesn't need to be out there screaming they're God, but it's something that claims control. Some parents like to think they're gods, but you're not. You're in the place that you would say God put you. You were lucky to even have that kid. Otherwise, you would have been barren, kind of mindset, you know? Yeah. Okay, let me continue on with this. And my point being, this place, if you are like Andre, it is fair to turn out that way. Because unlike her, like her Charlotte, a lot of kids don't grow up with the choice to choose. No, they don't grow up with the idea of choosing positivity. Even in real life, some kids have it rough at home, and we don't know what her background is. All we know is she's very mean, she's very possessive, probably has also lost a lot of things and people too. Henri is what I've just observed now, and I look at her and then like she is scared of being hurt. That's why she's just goes from I want to hug you, Charlotte, to yeah, buy me like food, bitch. Literally in nearly 2 seconds from each other, like split personality kind of mindset. But she's not like that. It is a push and pull mindset with Henri, and she's definitely afraid of losing her life. She's very much okay with giving up Charlotte's though, as we had saw. She is a dark one. Anyone can turn out that evil, but it's like it's a subtle evil. It's not an evil outright evil. It's subtle. And that's the danger of worshipping false gods. It causes a subtle shift from the Christ mindset, which is what not I, but what Charlotte demonstrated by being willingly taken to the smile room in my option, which was the black ending, where I chose to save Vincent. And I was like, man, I'm gonna save Vincent. I don't care what happens. But I'm like, a kid is kind of crazy. He just needs a little moment to just breathe. And yeah, it does take that and it just twists it. It takes that whole concept of genuine, pure, true love, the God type of true love, what God is, just love, and takes it into the false Luciferian and satanic version of control disguised as love, possession disguised as love. Everything they do is disguised as love. False idols, whether it be people who are in power, bosses, managers, parents, family, friends, fuck it, like society, as this shows society, work and school environments, even personal environments. In a way, they demonstrate that modeling to be forced onto the kids, and the kids either take to it like Andre, or they try to escape it like Vincent, who didn't choose either or, he just wanted to escape, and either don't take to it but also understand that leaving is a choice. Doesn't mean you have to shmum aside, no, but you can choose to sacrifice something of yourself. It doesn't need to be your life. It could be like you sacrifice the safety and comfort of being there for everyone else, which is what Charlotte did. Even though it was for a moment, everyone will remember that. Andre and Vincent will definitely remember that. And from there, the ripple effect happens, which is the Christ ripple effect, if you will, the Christ theory. Those tiny little acts ripple out and create more and more and more chances for people to choose that type of choice, which is exactly the same type of effect, but in the opposite end of the Christ theory, which is the Luciferian and Satanic God or idol or Messiah mindset. Which, same thing, they could do the exact same thing, but it will ripple out and cause more and more negativity, evil, hurt, and pain and suffering for everything and everyone involved, even the ones who don't want to get involved, like Vincent. Which is where Andre's ripple effect, which is why I was so shocked when she was like, what the? You just go die already. Even though she was so scared and she cares about Charlotte, she had to protect herself. She chose to protect herself, even though she didn't vote for Charlotte. She was just screaming at us just a few minutes ago. And that is the Luciferian and Judas mindset. Because they believe they're the shit. or they believe saving themselves is the priority, not helping or saving others. And in turn, those people, without even thinking about it, will help and save them. She didn't trust Charlotte. Judas didn't trust Christ. He didn't care. Maybe he did. Much like Henri, she cared, but she didn't trust Charlotte. Judas didn't trust Christ, and he cared, which is why he cried when he saw Christ again in hell, when Christ went through to go get the keys. He cried, and that's why he even took his life, because he cared, but he just didn't trust. The Luciferian one, I believe the reason why they even like that one, I can look at it like this. In this case, it would be someone not trusting just the same. But unlike Christ, in the Luciferian one, I'll look at it like put the Christ and Luciferian like concept of there being the perfect angel or whatever. And they're there. Christ trusted God. They're, in this case, let's dumb it down, not dumb it down, let's simplify it. Let's make it into they trusted their father, their actual dad. They trusted that, Christ trusted that, okay, I'm gonna be safe. Everybody I do this for will be safe. Much like Charlotte just trusted Seth. Seth is me. And I was like, okay, what is happening? And I'm like, I know you're gonna be safe. And I cried. For the first time in my life, I understood why there was violence after that. I never understood what was happening with the whole Bible thing. But after I played this game, I cried. I was like, man, I kinda get where God came from now. I cried because the being Charlotte that I was caring for just chose to sacrifice her life, and nobody saved her. I thought Vincent would surely be like, okay, I know I'm the one who's trying to take the L here. Let me at least vote for Charlotte. He didn't. Henri definitely didn't vote for Charlotte because she was like, you didn't even vote for me? Fuck you! And so on and so on. And I was just like, wow. I wasn't even hurt by Henri. I was like, yeah, sure, I get it. You wouldn't do that. Kind of like how Christ was like warned that like Judas would probably do that. It hurt, I'm sure, but it was like, oh yeah, I kind of see where that comes from. I kind of see, you know, when you know someone would do some type of shit, and you kind of look at it and I'm like, yeah, they really got into that. Wow, I'm not really shocked. I kind of thought they wouldn't. I hope they wouldn't, but hey, I guess they did. Because even Christ was like giving him a chance to like not do that. And he did it anyway. Judas did it anyway. Now I'm like going back to this. The Luciferian version of this would be, not gonna lie, I feel like it's V. Like it's not V. What's it called? Vincent. Where due to his pain and suffering, he's not like the angel that was created perfectly and whatever. That one was just pure selfishness. They had nobody who hurt them. They had everything, and they threw it away. Vincent was the out result of living through that. Let me not use Vincent as an example. Let's just continue on with where I was at. Like, literally, I'm just going to use the angel version, where genuinely Satan and Lucifer were created. I'm not even, don't come at me with like, oh yeah, they're different. I know they're different. I'm just going to simplify it down. It was dumbing down right now. They were created to have everything from the exact same Father, God in heaven, who created Christ eventually afterwards. And they didn't trust God. They didn't trust their dad. Or in their case, they didn't trust their boss and their dad. Because to them, it wasn't their dad. They looked at them as their boss. Like, that's what I want. I want to be the boss. They didn't look at them like Christ did. Like, that's my dad. You know, that without him, I wouldn't have been here. You know, things happen. You know, you don't look at your mom and your dad and be like, oh, that's my boss. You're like, no, that's my mom. That's my dad. Different relationship entirely. That's why this other one got a little bit crazy and was like, no. I want to sit on that chair. I want to take over heaven. I want to own everything. Which is the mindset here that is of the oracle. Not Vincent, but the oracle. The oracle is directly and even indirectly exactly like that, dude. They're going out of their way to still be in some type of control, to still be a devourer, even turning Charlotte into one, whether directly or indirectly, through her consuming them. the only way to stop that is to end the cycle continually, which was the black ending. Unintentionally, I did not plan on that. And I'm telling you, this has been like a day. Hold on for a second. Let me just cook. Let's just cook. So if they did just trust, Charlotte trusted that either she'll be voted for, and even if she wasn't, she was okay with it. Henri and Vincent, though Vincent is a victim here, still didn't trust. Vincent already accepted his fate. He was like, he's done. Whether someone votes or not, he's okay. But when we saw his face, he was trembling and he was scared. He was not okay. He kept playing silly about it, and he messed around and he found out, okay? He found out for real. And the only person who cared about him cried for him. Much like I cried for Charlotte. Much like God cried for Jesus. And the only reason why I would see, like, God didn't cry. The only reason, I'm realizing this right now. This is amazing. The only reason why God wouldn't cry, he probably did, but, like, it wouldn't have been as big of a cry. Like, pain. He felt that betrayal because, you know, even though we nowadays don't look at it like that, Satan, Lucifer, all his angels are his children, just like we are. We are his children. He is our Father, Lord in heaven, yes. The only reason you wouldn't cry if a bad child rebels is because you've done everything you can to try to help them, to try to correct them, much like I did with Henri and Vincent. Much like Christ would do with people telling them, don't do this stuff, it is evil, don't worship this stuff, it is bad, it is going against God. We do our best to get the correction through to them, and if it just doesn't go through, much like Henri, and she was like, yeah, okay, promises, but I'm pretty sure if you would have promised, yeah, I would vote for you, Henri, I wonder what the ending would have been. Maybe she would have voted for us, but I'm kind of calling it, I'm saying she probably wouldn't have. Because Henri is suspicious. She is angry at Charlotte. She was literally what is said as coveting. She was wanting Charlotte's life. She wanted Charlotte's life. The devil, as we now know them, with Lucifer and Satan, etc., they wanted Christ's life. They still do, I'm pretty sure. They want Christ's life. He's a king. They want that chair. They also want God's life. They want to be the boss, not the parent, but the boss of everything. Which is what Henri and the system here demonstrates. The Oracle especially demonstrates that. They either want to break you and make you believe what they're telling you is right. Even if it is true, I did say sometimes I agree with the Oracle, sometimes I don't. I mean, it's a choice at the end of the day. Even if it's true that, yeah, life is nothing and it's tragic, but you can still choose, like Charlotte, like Christ, like God, like any good normal person, to just be like, yeah, I know it's tragic, but whatever, I'm just going to still be happy about it anyway. I'm going to be happy, make my life joyful, regardless. And that's what the system hates. That's what the Luciferian and satanic false gods and messiahs and anything and anyone, much like Henri and Vincent, also Vincent, yes, he is also in this too, and the Oracle, they hate that. That's why they hate Charlotte. Even if Vincent doesn't hate Charlotte, he still didn't support her. In a way, it was a silent hatred. And he only felt bad once she died. Henri, same thing. She only felt bad, she started crying when Charlotte was like, hey, it's okay, when she died. This is the most biblical story I've ever read. Like, this is written like that, but it's such a cool concept. I am not one for Bible stuff, but I've heard my fair share of sermons in my life, and I'm like, okay, I guess it's stuck. I guess it's stuck. Cool. Hey, you make with it what you want. I look at it now and I'm like, yeah. The only reason you wouldn't cry, especially I as Seth, as the observer, not observer, but let me say I as the observer as Seth, and God as the observer for Christ, and even the observer for, now we know what we know now as the devil, Satan and Lucifer and so on, Lucifer specifically. why he wouldn't cry when even all the other angels left. He probably felt sad. Like, we feel disappointed. He felt disappointed. I felt disappointed in Henri because I'm like, damn, girl, what the fuck? And I felt even more disappointed in Vincent because I'm like, man, I kind of gave you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and you still went and screwed me over anyway. But alright, I forgive you. But Henri pissed me off to a level that I understand why it wasn't the same level of punishment when it came to when Lucifer left heaven. Well, not left, but fell from heaven. Which is what Henri did, fell from grace. She fell from the grace that Charlotte gave her, the grace of being a friend, the grace of being someone she trusted. And Umbrella Man was like, no. She kind of lives her life. We'll just let her do her thing. And the Oracle, trying to break Charlotte and us as Seth, went out of its way to show us some stuff, okay? It is a good thing to do, but also it's very manipulative, very nasty. Which is what someone who wants to take over and control the situation would say and would do. They wouldn't show you that someone's cheating on you because they care about you. They would show you so that they could see that you're suffering, and they'd be like, see, you gotta listen to me from now on. That's what a false god wants. Pure, utter control. Not just obedience. Control. And the system, the trial, goes out of its way to do that, reinforcing the fact that they betray each other by making them vote against each other. That is not a Christ or a God mindset. That is a Luciferian and satanic mindset. That is a demonic even mindset, because it goes against each other. Much like when someone anywhere in the Bible would do something bad and they're like, oh no, that went against God, and they point fingers like, no, this other person made me do it. Even when the angels that came down from heaven and messed around and did things, they fucked around and they found out, they pointed fingers at each other. They were like, no, I left heaven because this other dude said so. I did this thing because that other guy dared me. And it all started with Satan and Lucifer. They dared them, and they didn't feel bad about it, which is the trial. They don't care. They did what they did. They want to be the boss. And if you were to see someone like that, would you really feel like, honestly, I will destroy all of heaven and earth just because they hurt my Charlotte, they hurt my Christ, they hurt my kid? No, you would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I am so disappointed in you. To jail with you, what the fuck? You would send them somewhere far away from everyone, because they're gonna go ape shit if they try to touch anyone. And they did, in a way. They tried. Which is why nowadays people have this whole thing going on. There's a whole new level of like some stuff. Guys, I'm gonna talk to you about some serious stuff. And yo, we got some receipts. They're not from my stuff. No, not from me directly, but people actually do this stuff to each other. They willingly hunt each other down, sell each other out to a freaking fake god or fake thing, an idol, to try to survive. They fear it more than they care about others. Which is this trial here they put kids through. They don't fear true love being lost compared to them losing their life. It is the tragic outcome of the false god's individuality. That's not individuality. It is being trapped in survival mindset. Individuality is a very peaceful and pure thing. It can also work in the greater good because individuals form the greater good. They form the society. But if society is always pulling each other apart, trying to survive and separate, it breaks it down. And yo, if you need a little bit of something, go check out on YouTube. But I'm like, I was surprised when it had religious connotations, and I was like, it's kind of weird that they put them in here. It's really random, because the first one didn't have anything like that. This one, I was like, what is up with this? But yes, enough of my rambling. Not rambling, enough of my hypothesis. And like going out of my way to be like, this is what I was epiphing yesterday. It is asking you, will you operate from the point of love, not even the Christ or God mindset, but from love, or selfishness, which is just hate, evil, just anything and everything evil, but disguised as self-preservation, as selfishness, as individuality. When she asked, are you willing to die an individual or die for someone else? Sacrifice yourself for someone else, or are you willing to die an individual? The oracle asked that. That's the question. The trial isn't the final trial, that's the trial. That's the test. And Charlotte fucking passed. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking passed. Let's go now. Let's see these other options. No offense to anyone who got these. It's just what I'm saying, man. It's crazy. Now, that's too tragic. Sorry for the long ass rambling too. I went off with that one. You know, because, oh yeah, just to finish off my point. People who don't see others as family or someone as like something to love or someone to love, see them as an opponent. As I said, the boss mindset, the boss, the superior, or what is it? No, it's not an underscore. It's the superior or understudy, or what is it called? A subordinate. Yes, as a subordinate. They see you as their superior or subordinate, inferior or superior. They don't see you as family, friend, love, or even lover, like a romantic partner or companion, like with your pets. If they don't see anything like that, they see the exact polar opposite, and that's what this was showing. So yeah, if anyone is out here gonna be screaming at me like, Andre cares, if only you chose that. Yeah, maybe if I chose the other option, it would have gone a different route. I still don't think it would have, but if it did, hey, cool. That actually is really cool. I still don't think it would have. I really look at him like, would it have made a difference? Because if she cared about you, even if you didn't vote for her, she would have still voted for you. And she didn't. She voted for herself, I guess. Back to it now. Charlotte is a G. This is a masterpiece of a game. Let's go. I'm gonna stop before I go down a whole new philosophical rabbit hole. I was like, yo, I'm gonna put to you. I'm gonna pin. If you're not Christian, I'm gonna talk to you about it from like this type of religion. I'm like, I'm gonna get with you because they're studying religions is fun, man. It's cool. It's a cool thing that I just did not realize I would actually end up using in the middle of a game. What? I did not expect that. Okay, let's go. What's up, Umbrella Man? Mr. Umbrella Man. What are you saying? Don't you think, my dear? Tragic, don't you think, my dear? Wow. Okay, I'm not. I'm not. Like, I literally had to go into it today. Don't you think, my dear? You? Hello there. You're still alive? My dear, that's a harsh way to put it. Of course I am. The world you've consumed is like a particle in the vast universe. Oh my goodness, where am I? Alright. It's like a particle in the universe. Then why are you here? I've come of my own accord. I clutch Vincent's body close to mine. Easy, easy. I'm not here to take him away. Instead, I've brought you something. Umbrella Man brings out an item he was carrying. It's a box. What is it? What does it look like to you? A soul cube. Then a cube it shall become. It's a copy of the boy's soul. It's rather hard to get. It was rather hard to get. I'm afraid the original is destroyed, though. Souls have backup copies? Well, of course. Data backup is essential. You must have thought you were able to go back in time, when in reality your soul cube copy was loaded into a new body every time you died. Yep. I never thought it was like this. Although you cannot bring this boy back to life, with the soul cube, he won't vanish from this world completely. So no matter what, I couldn't save him in the end. You still can save his soul. If you open the cube, you'll release his soul data. He will become a stargazer and pass the purgatory stage. Who knows, perhaps he'll want to stay with you afterwards. Anyhow, enough with the idle talk. Charlotte Wiltshire, you've consumed the energy of an entire world and an oracle, and made it a part of you. You can convert the energy inside of you to create life from zero. When it runs out, all you have to do is consume more. In short, you'll become a god, a binge eater at that. That is a fact. And yo, this is where I piffed yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. She is the slumber. Remember the book that C gave us? He was talking about the story of Charlotte and a slumbering god. There was someone else who couldn't. The creator is Charlotte. The reason why I'm not freaking out right now is because I played this and I saw it yesterday and I was like, oh my god, everywhere. I was all over the place. I was all over the place. It was so fun. And y'all didn't see it because the VOD VODed, okay? It VODed. It is what it is. It went stargazing as well. Couldn't find it for the life of me. But yeah, she is that. And you will be surprised what Mr. Umbrella here is. Umbrella, Mr. Umbrella. Yeah, Mr. Umbrella Man. If you don't mind, may I ask, what do you plan to do now? I'm tired, Umbrella Man. I want to rest. Is that all? You now have the power to consume worlds. I never asked for it. Then do you plan to leave this domain? I'll remain here. I don't want to eat anymore, Umbrella Man. Oh, well. There are alternative the alternative versions of yourself who still struggle in countless parallel worlds. I gotta put some lip chapstick on my lips. I have some moisturizer on my lips. It's so sticky. Not sticky, that chapped. Much better. So, the people you care about, will you abandon them too? No. I want to look over them. I still want to protect everyone. Umbrella Man? You know everything in this world. You exist outside of time, in past, present, and future alike. Would you help me watch over my world while I rest? Right now, it may seem hopeless, but perhaps there's a chance for a better ending. Is that an employment offer, Miss Wiltshire? Yes. I want to hire you. Would you accept? My loyalty comes with a price, my dear. In return, you shall lose your name. The world will forget your human existence, and your name shall become an empty sound. Your alternative incarnations shall never learn about you, and your name will be erased from all soul archives. You will go by many names, but none of them will define you. No, that's not how God was made. I was trying to think about it. No. Not this. I was just had a weird, creepy, intrusive thought. God forbid. I don't like that. For I will eat it. Will you pay this price? Yes, I accept, Umbrella Man. So fast. You really don't value yourself at all. A contract between a name eater and a world eater. How thrilling. I suppose hiding my true nature is meaningless now. After all, it was you who invented the concept of observers and puppeteers alike. Such things as episodes with me talking to a puppeteer were no more than visions of a delusional grade schooler. I laugh a little. It sounds a little hysterical. Have I said something funny, my dear? No, it's just... You always said that your employer cared about my well-being. Now that I realize who that was all along, I couldn't help myself. Oh, the irony, am I right? The moment you hired me was destined to happen all along. By the way, Umbrella Man, that's how I called you since I was a child, right? Oh, yes. I've grown accustomed to this distasteful nickname. Do you have a real name? I go by many names. People give them to me themselves. For example, you can call me Charles. The man laughs I don't know who Charles is. Hold on. I just realized I'm like, who the heck is Charles? The man laughs mischievously. I laugh with him. Now then, I shall give you some privacy. You still have things to do before you slumber, don't you? Just like that, Charles disappears. I look at the soul cube in my hands. It's a small, gray and fragile. I smile to myself. You know, Vincent, I never noticed how fragile you were. You feared germs, the people and human life itself, and you've decided you didn't belong to this world. I wonder how it felt all this time. I was so fascinated with you that it made me ignorant. Although ignorance is a trait we share. It's time to let you go. I open the soul cube. The contents disappear. See you later, Vincent. I take his body in my arms and get up from my knees. Everyone, Magcat, Felix, Aiden, Bennett, Florence, and Huxley, and many, many more, walks behind me. As long as I exist, they won't disappear. After all, I've created them. We walk for a long time. In a field of ink and paper, meat and machinery, soap and bugs, the god of this world lies beside me. He will, too, wake up one day. Good night, Vincent. My eyelids become heavy. I know it'll be a dreamless sleep. I don't want to dream anymore. I finally close my eyes. So in this one, she doesn't escape everything. She becomes it, even though it just leaves her alone all over again. Rejoice, Seth, faithful friend of mine. I became the god of my dollhouse world, and will observe its people till the end of time. Charles will eat my name and will watch over me. This is a doll world? What? I didn't see that. I didn't read that, I guess. I was tired. Charles will eat my name and will watch over me in every single timeline that exists. The world will forget my existence, but you won't. Clearly, I didn't forget since I remember today. But, and that's the only thing that's important. Gray End. Eternal rest for God. So that's the gray ending, and I'm not going to be rambling too much. Let's load from where we had last been. Alright, now we're getting the other ending. I've seen all these, by the way. Dear students and etc. Okay, I'm not going to read that again. There is another option that I was so surprised. You can withdraw. You just won't vote for anyone. And it's a fascinating outcome, so let's go. It's decided. I'll withdraw from voting. Henri looks at me. And this is why I don't like her. So, you really didn't choose anyone in the end? It's not true, Henri. I chose everyone. I don't want someone to suffer because of my choice. Sometimes, not making a decision is the best decision. Huh. What a dumb choice, really. Nothing less to expect of the school's infamous oddball. Henri, are you? Attention, please! Everyone, finish voting now! We will now count the votes. Please wait for a moment. 3, 2, 1. And the one with 0 votes, the garbage of a society this year is... Oh, in fact, we have 2 people this year. Vincent Wordsmith and Charlotte Wiltshire. Rejoice, you both. The gods will escort you to the smile room. Everyone is clapping and yelling. It feels like a mass psychosis. Good riddance! Finally! You deserve each other! I look at Henri. Serves you right. Damn. Honestly, just go die already. For the sake of everyone? Henri, what? Please don't cry. And you still didn't vote for her. Like, for her to be safe, at least. Henri turns away from me, angrily angrily rubbing her eyes with her long sleeves. I'll be okay. So take care of yourself, okay? I can still hear her sobs as I'm being led to the room. She said I'll die with a smile. If the world was ending, bitch, I'ma end it with a smile. The operation will take no longer than a few minutes. Stay still. C finally looks at me from his operation table. I see horror in his eyes. He's shaking. Charlotte? Yes? There's something I want to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm not who you think I am. I lied to you all this time. About puppeteers and observers. And about other worlds. It's just like everyone said. I'm a false god. A loser. A weakling. A coward. I don't know anything about this world, nor what lies beyond it. My name is not C. It's Vincent. I know who you are, Vincent. You're no loser god. I think you're wonderful. I want to reach out to him, but there's no strength in my body. My eyelids become incredibly heavy. I'm scared. This is the grossest scene I've ever seen in my entire life. It's gross. The mind library is destroyed. Frey is here. Frey, I want to put an end to all trials. I want to save C from the world. I want to save Henri from myself. I knew you would say that. You still want to become a tragic hero for everyone else's sake, right? A boy who puts himself above all beings. A girl who loathes herself so much she raised her self-confidence at your cost. All your imaginary friends, your father who abandoned you long ago. And I forgot that this piano is kind of belligerently loud sometimes. Okay, I think it's fine. And the amount of fun I had balancing the audio for this, balancing how loud this piano was, oh, it was fun. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Your mother who never comes to visit. You loved them all, didn't you? Even though I was always there for you. You chose all of them over me in the end. Yes, and she was right. You said it yourself, right? You're a product of my own mind, born from the remnants of the Oracle. You're a manifestation of all my destructive impulses. Essentially, you're me. I couldn't love myself, right? I couldn't love us. How so pitiful, aren't we? Now then, come here. Let us repaint the world in your colors. Consume me whole. I take a step forward. When I wake up, it's quiet. Vincent is lying on the operation table. Then we exit. It's quiet in the hall. Why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? It's echoing. My words echo throughout the room with an orchestra of voices. The one saying them isn't just me, it's the whole school. The one who stands out amongst the crowd is a man dressed in pitch black clothes. He's laughing. Well, well, what do we have here? Say, what wish did you make under a shooting star? An ear-deafening orchestra of voices followed. I wished for all the painful things to end. I wish for all the painful things to end. I wish for all the painful things to end. I wish for everyone's happiness. I wish for everyone's happiness. I wish for everyone's happiness. Just that, just that, just that, just that. I see. What a foolish wish. However, it did come true nevertheless. As long as human ego exists, people will hurt each other. Yes, true. Horribly true. Fucking awful. That's terrible. The only way to bring it to an end is to achieve ultimate control over each and every person. As I had said. Yes, I'd seen this yesterday, and yes, I said exactly what I said to y'all before I even saw this again today. Because I was amazed. I was like, yeah, it is achieving control to false gods. True God and Christ would not control. They love. They allow to be free. Whereas a false one, the being that looked at their own dad as a boss, wanting to take their place, which is the satanic and Luciferian thing, and their very spirit themselves, does not care about love. They control. They want power. Not love, not care, not kindness. Control. It's none of these things that look as if they would give them that. They want the full power, the control. Which is why I'm like, these other two options are fascinatingly interesting, and they're quite awful. And voila, there you have it. You selfishly ate each and every ego in the world. And now you're the only one left. Which is what literally Satan wanted to do. To take everything and everyone from the god, his dad, his dad by origin, who he looked at as a boss. And everyone else not as siblings, but as inferiors. Where Christ is, we are brothers and sisters through Christ. Through him, we are his father's children. Hey, 1 + 1 is 2, guys. 2 + 2 is 4. Quick maths. Like, you just look at this mindset, I'm like, this is what they're grooming them for. And if you got this ending, damn, I don't know how I don't know how you operate, man. I have no idea. But I look at my ending and I'm like, I like it. I chose right. I know she just ends there. And the best option of it all, the choice of it all that I love about that, the black ending, is that she doesn't get put through this crap again. Because she has to live through the cycle all over and over and over again until it stops. Which is why she was also happy in the end in that one, I've realized just now. Wow. Let's go. Congratulations, my dear. Congratulations, my dear. You became the oracle of this world. The oracle is not a good thing, as we have established. That is the worst thing you could become. No way. Everyone is gone? Vincent, Andre too? No way. Everyone is gone? Vincent, Andre too? Yes, their bodies are now vessels for you. Not only did you consume their soul data, but also the spare copies of it. Unfortunately, they're now gone from this world. Say, Umbrella Man? Can I ask you for one last favor? Yes, what is it? Can you kill me? See? I told you. This is what I was like. Even yesterday, I was like, oh my god, I'm glad I chose what I did. Because she's in misery. Being the Oracle is the worst thing you could do. No one is meant to be that way. It is terrible. It's why even the Oracle she was talking to was so corrupted. It was freaking evil. They would titter-totter between being very kind and normal to her and being very coercive of her to consume and take and be the Oracle. And even kind of irritate her. Try to pit her against herself and make her angry. And be like, oh, you're going through this because you consumed me. Don't you... It was kind of hinting at, don't you think that was kind of dumb? Why did you choose positivity? Why did you choose kindness? Why did you choose love? Why did you choose to pity me out of kindness? They saw it as an insult, not as a given. And they didn't care what would happen to Charlotte because their corpse inside her mind was doing that to her. They just kind of were like, yeah, I guess it is what it is. I guess you chose this. Shameless. Entirely. Can you kill me? All I do is keep hurting others. If I disappear, the world will surely be a happier place. Which just, in this case, it doesn't mean her ending her life in that one was the best option. Nobody should have lost their life in the first place, is what I believe. But it did serve in the way of like actually putting her out of her misery and stopping everyone from fucking using her. And I'm telling you, man, it was pissing me off. That's like I was like, these random people just broke into her house and took over. This random girl is just constantly using her money. All these other things are just being all over the place. Ugh, it's just nasty. It was nasty. Someone like you who disregards life itself wouldn't hesitate to do it. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. So, please, somehow. Alright. I close my eyes. It's for the best this way. No one will get hurt because of me anymore. Instead of sharp pain, I suddenly feel warm. And this actually turns out to be a little bit of the true ending that I was like, wow. Maybe it might have been a good option, but I feel very bad for her to be in this situation. But let's see if it'll change my mind or not. Why? I mean, it still won't change my mind. She literally became the false god that is hurting and harming herself inherently. Let's see if it changes my mind on how I feel about it being for Charlotte. Not how I feel about it for myself, but for Charlotte. I would not want to be put through this. So I was like, oh yeah, go hell no. No. It just means that in the other one, the trial will still continue, but eventually it will stop. Because there's no new oracle to renew the cycle. In the black ending. In this one, the other one, there is a cycle that will be continued, and it's quite bad. The white ending, I think. No, the gray ending. It said gray ending. Yeah, the gray ending. And now this one, let's see where it goes. You've done well, dear child. All this time you didn't want to be alone, did you? Listen well. I will grant your wish. Usually it comes with a price, but my employer will have already paid in full by now, which is the other Charlotte. We will travel across the skies and you will learn to control your power. Once you do, it is possible that you can rebuild your world from scratch. So, let's go stargazing, shall we? Umbrella Man reaches out his hand to me. He looks just like my father from the old wedding photo. The lure! It's luring! Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Is it really okay for someone like me? Didn't I say it before? It's not about deserving. It's about what was destined to happen. Umbrella Man covers me with his coat. So, how about it? I take Umbrella Man's hand. This is the most hopeful of the other ones. Because the Oblivion one, it's like you put her out of her misery, you stop it. And I look at this and I'm like, to have her end up as some creepy version of an oracle, which in this case it's not Christly. She is somewhat of the Christ mindset, as in she doesn't destroy, she uses it to create. Whereas the other one was very much destructive. The oracle originally was incredibly destructive. So this, honestly, I guess, is the best end she could have gotten. Because she, in a way, we're being told right now that this may even be her dad, Mr. Umbrella Man. She got reunited with her parent, or at least her guardian. Dang. But at the expense of everything and everyone else going there. This is trying to convince me that this is the right outfit, and I'm like, nah. Everyone else should have been able to be alive and choose and live without the trial. And they should choose whether they give up their ego or not. Not have it be taken. Not it be stripped. This was control. It was not love. Even though she was trying to be from a caring place, it shows where a lot of people get tricked into worshipping the wrong type of love, the wrong type of God which is love. Yeah. Of all the choices, I still believe the Oblivion one is like the best choice for the outcome. We leave on a journey. This one is a hopeful one that they learn from their mistake. Clearly, they will learn and they will not do that again. Wow. I was like, put her out of a misery, but I didn't know it would even go that way. That's the crazy part. You don't know it will go this way. So it's crazy. The non-intervention one was the best option. I will travel across the seas and skies, wander among roots and ruins of civilization. Watch lives bloom and wither and be reborn again. Perhaps I will learn how to be kind. Perhaps I will learn how to be honest. Perhaps I will learn how not to hurt others. This is the redemption arc. Wow, the redemption path. Wow. I want to become a better person, Seth. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You've been a great friend. Thank you for seeing my story through the end. Let's meet again one day. And we will, Charlotte. Though I was like, yeah, I think this is the best ending, which is the white ending, Stargazer's Journey, which gives her the chance to do better by then. And here he is. Hello, so we meet again, and yes, I will answer some questions later. So, it appears we have reached the end of the story. No matter what, Charlotte Wiltshire was doomed from the start. You see, my friend, you've committed a great sin. This is what happens when you get this ending. And the other ending, and all of the endings, yes. Of worshipping false gods, that is. I am a fucking genius. I am a fucking genius. I just did a genius dance, don't worry about it. Say, are you satisfied with such an ending? Absolutely not. I did not like it. I was like, no, that's terrible. Everybody else is practically dead. And she's like, she's still freaking going through it right now. It's awful. Or do you want to see the child's story end in another way? You know, I have the power to grant you a wish. You may call me, this is the second time I'm seeing this word, a mercantile. Okay, you can call me a mercantile. But by this time, you should have learned that nothing in this world comes without a price. And I ain't making a deal with you. And if I do, it's just kind of cliffhangers, I guess, maybe. Let's see. And the price would be your name. Say, will you give up on your identity for a mere possibility? Will you give up on your existence? I cannot say if I just tried to check. Nope, I can't. When I eat your name, you will no longer be the wise, kind-hearted Seth, because the child won't remember you. She always perceived you as a friend, when in fact you're just malware that infected her world. I did my best to introduce you as something trivial, when in fact you're not meant to be here. You see, there are no other puppeteers in this world. Every single word you've ever uttered was given to you by the child. You're just her imaginary friend. However, if you accept my help, she will no longer be aware of your presence and no longer talk to you. For that price, you'll be able to save her. So, what do you think? Okay, since I've seen the actual outcome of this, I'm just gonna say this for y'all because I did go and make this too long. If you agree, it leaves us on a cliffhanger. If you don't agree, it leaves us on a cliffhanger. So, it is what it is. I want her to get a better ending, but I also kind of just don't want to put her through this crap. But if I refuse, I allow her to stay in the system. So I'm gonna go with the option that I actually went with yesterday. Let's be honest, I refuse. Well, That is your decision. Then it's a goodbye. The other one takes you through all of that and just says what it says. It just says, yeah, what's good with you? Oh my god, I have to skip so much dialogue. The other one just basically says, yeah. I want to show you the ending. I gotta be careful not to. We withdraw. Okay, now we can skip all of this. I want to show you the other one. When you agree, what happens? I guess it affects the next part, which I saw. I cannot get yet because I really want to get it. Oh my god, I'm itching to get it. I want to get it. I need to get it because this is good. I wonder if us picking this will affect the outcome of it all. I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, maybe. We skip the dialogue. Alright, I'm supposed to go up. Oh. Mm-hmm. Wait, we can just... Oh, she's in physical. We just walked through the bed. I've never done that before. Oh, whoops, sorry, I kept... And then we go to this dialogue again. The sad part about the Oblivion one is that she doesn't even get the chance to redeem herself. She just dies. But if she does, she becomes a stargazer, even in that situation. Even though they're like, she doesn't become a stargazer in the sense of her soul is released, but in a way, I believe. Oh, she didn't. Before she could, I just remembered she didn't become a stargazer. I was wrong. She had her existence erased and consumed in a way, I guess, by the, what's it called? By the Oracle. Yeah. So she didn't even get the chance to come back. Charlotte! And it also probably stopped her from repeating the cycle all over the place. But then again, since there's billions of her, in a way, countless. Yeah, we agree. Thank you. I wasn't paying attention. Since there's countless of them, it still meant in some way the cycle would repeat, but it wouldn't create branching and more branching and branching realities. Okay, we agreed with Mr. Umbrella Man. If you didn't see that, I was not paying attention and I clicked yes. Well, isn't that wonderful? Come stand under my umbrella. Figuratively, of course. Goodbye, Seth, the goody two-shoes. Hello, Anonymous. I'll see you soon. That's what happens when you agree. You become anonymous. And from there, that is it. Thank you, Charlotte, because oh my god, never in my entire life have I ever been so enraptured and enamored. Why is it not playing? I had never been so in love with something as much as I was with this game. Ooh! Pure perfection. Okay. Now let me know what you thought. That went. Damn! What in the Oblivion? And we're back now. Mm. Let me know what you think was the best option that I could have went with, because I feel like putting her out of her misery was like unintentionally what I did. I did not plan for that, and it happened anyway. I feel like the white ending is the best ending because she does get a redemption arc. The gray ending is terrible. she just stuck there. Because she kind of just gives up in a way. Kind of like, oh, okay, I'll just do it again, I guess. And the black ending, and she just died. I was like, yeah. I was so upset. I cried. I literally cried. I have never had a game literally have me to the point of tears. Because I was like, Charlotte, I didn't pick this so that you can die, girl. What the fuck? What are you doing to me? And I was freaking out. And Charlotte was just like, don't worry, it's fine. 괜찮아. 괜찮아요. And I was like, the fuck do you mean it's 괜찮아? You tricked me, you butt. Yeah. It was awful. I cried. I felt happy to see the last ending. The white ending, I love. Even though she, like, literally ends up becoming the thing she shouldn't have become. She was intending not to be. Her intention, though from a good place, did eventually just end up causing a very negative outcome. For everyone else, except for her. Then, yeah, even for her, actually, because she lost all those people. They don't exist anymore. Even if she made copium and be like, yeah, they're with me, like, in my head, in the gray ending, they're not. They're gone. They're dead. Because as much as sometimes the ego is a very bad thing, it can be a very positive thing. Oh yes. Let me know what you think. And thank you for listening to my ramblings. So I went on a bit of a TED talk there. And today I actually uplift some new things. I realized some new things about it. I was like, yesterday I was like, I told you they've been worshiping false god. And he literally confirmed it by being like, if you got the white ending, you technically worship false gods, like really bad things. You shouldn't have done that. And I was just there like, oh my god! Yes! He was like, what? I knew it! I was right! Yeah! How did I know it? I was amazed by that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in as always. I'm keeping this short because, yeah, electricity decided to electricity last night and y'all didn't get to see the rest of this, so yeah. I wanna go do stuff now. Bye! But yes, I am very excited to, like, there's gonna be more stuff. Hopefully you can hear me. This music wasn't like so loud. There's gonna be more stuff we're doing, man. Since the other Charlotte, the next one, it requires payment, guys. Fund me, please, if you want to see the next one, because even I'm doing my best to be like, okay, I want to see how am I gonna do this. I gotta fund this and finance this somehow. Cause yeah, I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna have to give up some loaves of bread just for me to see the third part. And I really want to see the third part. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. And in the meantime, stay curious and stay not demonically idolizing yourself for other things. Stay holy, I guess. Let's go. That's what it is. Yo, who knew that the Christ mindset was that powerful? Like, I never, it was literally, I didn't watch the video, damn it. I just remembered. I gotta check out the Christ theory one. Where is it? I want to show y'all what I was talking about when I was like, I'm referencing this thing, and I was talking about this thing. I haven't watched it, though. Wouldn't it be crazy if it's exactly what I was talking about? That would be insane. I'd be like, oh my god, God is real. He is. It's like, it just is. If it wasn't, we would not have love. They would not have any kind of form of love. That is genuine living proof. I believe that is proof that he's real. You don't need to be like seeing a fiery burning bush. You just gotta realize the fact that you can be happy in this world is just the proof. Yeah, you looked at a chicken and you smiled. You looked at a hamster doing a cartwheel and you smiled. That's God. That's God. The happiness in itself is him. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's a fascinating theory. Where is it? Christ theory. I am not. Is it theorem? I'm gonna use normal English. Well, coming at us with them theorems and them theoremoxes. I'm talking about theory. Is the Jesus Christ theory? I think that may be the one we'll lead there. Let's see. Alright, it isn't showing up. If it isn't showing up, it ain't showing up. Man, I guess I proved the point so much. Like some of them demons. Hopefully, y'all ain't mad at me. I was just talking about theory. You know when you just prove a point so much, people get salty. Like people get salty. I'm like, yo, the energy and the air better not be salty at me because I just proved a game theory to be a thing without thinking about it. Alright. But they would be salty anyway. You know, if a thing wants to be salty, they salty. But I know for sure God was like, nailed it. Nice. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I wonder what the dev's story was like. I will check it out after I've seen every one of these. Every one of these. Every one of them. Okay, I'm seeing like multiple videos. I don't know what these are. Oh, it's called the... Oh, I think it's like the Jesus problem. Let's see, this is the shortest one. This is the one I saw. And I don't know why I memorized it as theory. We've got to capture the window. The window. Okay. Okay, I think seeing it won't matter, so like, let me use audio capture instead. It's a fascinating theory. I was like, what is this showing up to be? And then I was like, I kind of see it. Hello? I wonder if you guys hear it. I don't hear anything.
He was a danger to society, say the Jewish groups. God, you guys are stupid. I mean, peer-reviewed study. You guys are stupid. Jesus never existed. And you're all following some code because you can't accept you'll die one day. May that be a reminder for everyone in the comment section that just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you should assault someone for it. Each group looks at Christ differently, but one thing is for certain, almost all historians, no matter what group they are from, agree Jesus did indeed exist. The real debate, however, is not whether Jesus existed, but whether he could really perform miracles or was just an ordinary man. And while I will answer you that question, which I have to before I can tell you about his life, first I'm going to ruin every historian's day. Classify the
Freaking ads, man. The freaking ads. Okay.
You, just you, building your app on base 44. Describe it. And it's real. One thought.
Classify the debate in groups in percentage of...
So let's see.
This video is sponsored by Saley, a new...
No. Probably not. Oh, wait, it's sponsored. Alright. Let's... Why is there nothing
God
going?
and God himself, say the many different Christian groups. No, wait, if you ask these Christians, most Christians don't agree on are actually Christian, Jesus Christ is solely the Son of God. No, that's not true either. Because if I ask these guys, they believe Jesus Christ was a holy prophet, who basically brought the second iteration of the Quran. No, you guys got it all wrong.
Yeah, people are like all over the place when it comes to Christ. I'm like, y'all decide. I'm like, y'all need to decide. He is what he is. Like, move on already. This is that thing where they're like, y'all gotta be careful. They're gonna try to show up and make y'all divisioned and divisive. I mind when are you demons? Don't annoy me. Let this play. Why is it? This is weird, man. I just play a thing about Christ and it's like, wait, am I gonna get claimed? Hold on, my angels. Yeah. Hopefully I don't. And it's like, oh, it will buffer. What happened to the audio now?
You guys are stupid. Jesus never existed, and you're all following some
I do love the animation style of this shadow. It's so cute.
Oh, because you can't accept you'll die one day.
Oh! I don't know why it's glitching. Like, bruh, okay, for real, if I didn't believe, I do now. Why is it that this... Wait, where's this?
That be a reminder for everyone in the comment section that just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean you should assault someone for it.
Yeah.
Each group looks at Christ differently. But one thing is for certain, almost all historians, no matter what group they are from, agree Jesus did indeed exist. The real debate, however, is not whether Jesus existed, but whether he could really perform miracles or was just an ordinary man. And while I will answer you that question, which I have to before I can tell you about his life, first I'm going to ruin every historian's day. Classify the debate in groups in percentage of world population. That's whether they believe Jesus performed miracles or was just an ordinary man. And we get this. 34% of our world population is Christian, so they definitely believe Christ performed miracles. 0.2% of our population is Jewish, and are basically the antagonist of Christ, since historically they claim he was a false messiah or even a slick sorcerer, so in their opinion he was just a man. Then we have the Muslims, who make up 25% of all humans. Though they don't believe Jesus was the son of Allah, since Allah has no children, they do believe he performed miracles by powers that Allah granted him. Then we have the atheists, who make up 16% of our population, and they believe Jesus was just a man. Finally, we have the, and I am so sorry for squashing all of you together, the others. So the Hindus, Buddhists, folk religions, and other smaller religious groups. They make up the remaining 25%, and they believe and don't believe at the same time. Very confusing stuff, because half of them don't even know themselves what Jesus really was. Some Buddhists would argue he could really walk on water and heal others, which is definitely a miracle, but according to them, that was because he was some high-level monk. Hindus in their regard have groups that argue Jesus was an avatar of Vishnu, and that his miracles were like those of Krishna or Rama. It's very detailed stuff that requires a big theology brain and time, which we don't have for this video. So, our grand final results? 59% of humanity believes Jesus performed miracles, 16.2% believes he didn't, and 25% are in Schrodinger's miracle, both believing and not believing at once. Split the others group in 50-50 and we get this. 71.5% of humanity believes in Jesus' miracles, and roughly 28.5% thinks he was just a guy. Simplify it even more, and 3 out of 4 people believe Jesus performed miracles. Simplify it even more, and humanity believes Jesus performed miracles. Don't hate me, I'm just following maths and rules here that we all taught in primary and high school. But historically, you hack! You're a history channel, not a Sunday school. You can't let religion stray you away from the truth in history, the truth that is written in the books. Well, these are books too, aren't they? I get it though. In our current state of the world, we want science to confirm. Simply follow the rules of group diplomacy. Everyone believed for a long time washing your hands before surgery was ridiculous. And look at us now. We wash our hands daily. Hopefully. There is no peer-reviewed study saying that you can shout, "I didn't see that one," at a blind guy and suddenly give him 20/20 vision. Nobody in a lab has figured out how to resurrect someone after 3 days of them passing without them smelling like a neglected lunchbox. And no physicist is currently working on a walking on water for beginners tutorial. But here's the problem. Lack of scientific proof does not mean proof of absence. See, history and science don't always play by the same rules. Science needs repeatability. You drop an apple, it falls. You zap water with electricity, someone gets a very bad day. But history? History is a one-shot event. You can't rewind time and tell Julius Caesar, "Hey, get stabbed 23 times again, but this time let's get it on a GoPro." Okay, I mean, I can, but you can't. And that's where we get stuck, because history relies on testimonies, documents, and artifacts. If we had thousands of documents stating a dragon attacked the city, do we believe
I should have watched this video.
Or do we disregard what history has written and interpret it with our current knowledge on science? It's a matter of relative and absolute truth. A Muslim will never believe that Jesus was crucified, because their truth is the word of Allah, thus the Quran. It's their absolute truth. But an atheist, Jew, and Christian would bring up that there are documents stating he was really crucified. In their absolute truth, they would call the Islam view on it relative truth. The Muslim, though, would call their view the relative truth. The same can be said in reverse as well. An atheist, though not all of them, will always claim karma isn't real, and that everything happens according to the laws of nature. For those people, it's the absolute truth. But a Hindu would swear that karma is indeed a very real thing. Absolute truth. The way I see it, the concept of absolute and relative truth is simply a way to respectfully say, you are wrong and I am right. Your truth is fake, mine is real, but I'm not going to bluntly say that. I'm simply going to say that your truth is relative to you, and that mine is absolute. Sure, some might be really enlightened and call their own truth relative as well, and follow it up by saying that no truth is absolute. But if you start to really dig into that hole, then you'll quickly find out that they are lying. The enlightened atheist would tell his Christian, Muslim, and Jewish friend that he doesn't believe Jesus performed miracles. The Jew would immediately be his best friend, but the Christian and Muslim would immediately start arguing that he really did do miracles, and then continue to argue between each other to what extent he did things.
Which is what he warned against. Don't be dumb. Just don't do that. Live your mind, live it peacefully, and like, they will figure it out.
Then you don't
mind God will confirm the way he does to you, right?
That the Muslim encourages people to cover up as much skin as possible, and that the Jew will circumcise you on the 8th day after birth. No, wait, the atheist says. That's not right. I don't want to be forced to go somewhere on Sunday. I don't want to be told what clothes to wear, and I feel like circumcision is mutilation. Wait, but why is that? Well, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't make me happy, and it goes against my beliefs. I want to do what I want. Ah, so your truth isn't so relative after all, is it? The atheist then probably snaps and circles back to science as the truth, and we start the whole cycle of absolute and relative truth again.
That was kind of silly.
Everyone has an absolute truth when it starts affecting them. The whole live and let live thing is great until someone else starts stepping on your toes. So the atheist doesn't want religion influencing laws. The Muslim doesn't want secular values eroding their traditions. The Jew doesn't want their faith mocked in public. And this is where the real discussion starts. Not on whether Jesus existed, not on whether he performed miracles, but on whose truth gets to shape the history of the world we live in. Everyone has a truth.
Literally the whole Charlotte thing. I was like, who is going to be shaping the oracle or the people? Or the people who are running these trials?
The entire history of human civilization. Just one big messy argument over who gets to be right. So, what do we do?
It's really nasty.
Lucky for us, we've got options. 3 of them to be exact. Option 1. We all just mind our business and agree that the
just
truth
chill.
is whatever makes people happy. You believe in miracles? Cool. You don't? That's cool too. Just
that will be
keep it
where
to
like
yourself.
God would come
Don't
in and
make a big
confirm
deal.
himself, you
The
know?
problem with this option,
It
this only works
causes-
in theory.
yeah.
The moment someone has to live by a law that contradicts their beliefs, the gloves come off.
Yeah.
Back to war. Then we have the second option. We go full science mode. No feelings, no faith, just pure empirical data. If we can't
That's
test it,
dark.
it's not real. Sounds great, except that means killing a lot of cultural beliefs and traditions.
Yeah.
And humans tend to get very murdery when you try that. Okay, then how about option 3? We acknowledge
Oh, that
the
island, that
phenomenon of
one
absolute
island.
truth is probably real, but we also admit that no single human has the full picture. Meaning,
Truly,
everyone's
we
right,
don't.
Everyone's wrong. And we all have to live in that uncomfortable space where we tolerate each other without losing our own convictions.
True.
But that